Now, the next step is change. What is a change? So that means if the problem is something, what we have to do it is we can do the quick. But sometimes what happens, we need to change something, we need to replace something. For example, in our mobile, so we need to replace they're saying that we need to replace the operating system, something like what they have saying that. So take the data backup and everything, lot of things we have to do. That means something is we are performing here, it's called a change. That means something we are replacing, whether it should be a mobile operating system or a hardware or laptop hardware or desktop hardware or server or rebooting a server, like all the stuff we don't need to take care. We as we call it as a change request. In the service now, there are three types of changes. So if I open three changes, create a new, oh my god, this is already 331 models pre-approved. See, there is a normal change is there and standard change is there, and third one is emergency change. If I open this normal change, for example, it's already a predefined templates. From this template we can add this one normal change, this is the one. So the normal change, this is a change request number requested by who, the category, what are the category we can give it, and service offering, and by priority by default is a low. If you want to, we can change it to anyone, and risk is low, and moderate is low. So these three are the basic steps. So the priority, that means what was the priority of the change request, how we can see the same thing. So, which means the priority of the change request, how it will be impact for the system. So that means if it is a low priority, we don't have any issue. But it's a high priority, we have to check it as soon as, and we have to check a lot of things we have to consideration. So the risk, what is the risk involved on this one? Whenever if you see something, it will be the same here. And impact, what could be the impact of the system? It could be the impact. So what we can do for the, now what we have to do it is, this is the thing we can do it. And now the next step, what we can uh, do it is here in that so here in the change, what happened, I just give the model. What is a model? There are three types of changes: normal change and emergency change and standard change. Here in the normal change, what we can do it is uh, normal change, what we can do is we have an option to check. So normal change, that means it's a standard workflow. We can do the same thing. Now what happened? I'm just creating normal change. The state is new, and I'm just assigning to the some network group, something, right? So the network group, and here I'm saving this one. So again, if I see something here, if I open this one, so I think for this one there is no restriction. So whenever it is by default, the new state is new. If I go to the one, it will go to the one, and I'm just going changing the state to the ss here from here, and save this one. If I go to the ss, so what it will happen is, let's see. So it will go to the ss, so it will change for the approval for that assignment group. That means if the change is a very impact to the production or something, right, so nobody will not get, there is some level of approvals which may have to do it. So for example, see, whenever the first level is, it is our, if I approve this one, see, I'm just approving this. Let's see here, it is waiting for the showing us approval, and we have approved one. When the it is approved, it will go to the authorized, and it is again went for a second level approval for I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So we have approved. If we approved, it is again it will go to the second level approvals. That means the second level approval, which is went for here, the group approval, which is a cab approval. Cab approval is nothing but change advisory board. The cab is change advisory board, which will be used for the same thing here. So now change advisory board, this is the one. So the change advisory board will provide the, so what happened generally, the change requests, they have a meeting in a weekly or bi-weekly. What happened, they will discuss about what could be the on this one, that we will call as a cab team, change advisory board. These change advisory board, they can approve or reject or cancel these change request for them for the same thing here. Now, so for example, this is the cab approval. So what happened, if I go to the cab approval right now, the change go to the authorize. So if I approve this one, for example, I'm just approving on behalf of the user. Now, what happened? The change is approved. So, in this, go to the schedule. So, whenever if you are writing a change, we can write a justification. That means why we need to write a change, and what was the implementation plan, what is the risk and impact, what is a backward plan. Backward plan is nothing but if this change is failed. So, what could be the backward for the same thing here? And next one is a, what is a test plan? What is the test plan? We can do it, and schedule. What is a schedule for the same thing? The planned start date and planned end date, and we'll do the same thing here. The plan start date and planned end date, we'll check for the same thing here. So the planned start date, it will go here. So that means when we have planned it, it will come to the one, and so cab required is nothing but cab is required for this one, and actual start date, so actual start date we know to write, it will come here. And I'm just going to save this one now. So right now, what happened? We can, if you want, we can add a on hold. On hold also we can on hold. On hold is nothing but we are waiting for some info. So right now we can go to the implement. That means we have scheduled. We got all the approval, so we can implement directly implement for this change request. If I open this one, see immediately there are two tasks will be created. Change task will be created. So one is the implementation task, another one is the another one is a post implementation testing. That means the implementation is nothing but what are the changes we are moving from the dev to the test to the production, we can add for the same thing here. Now we can add it. So this is the one. Now what we have to do it is I'm just going to close this task. So for the close task, close task, this is the one. And we have one more another task, which is a post implementation task. We can assign to anyone. Right now I'm not assigning, we can assign to any group, we can test the same thing. So for the closer information also, we can do for the, now what happened, is a post, once it is done, it will go to the review state. See, right? So it, what happened, it will go to the review state. In that review state, what happens, so whoever working on this change, once the testing and the implementation is done, they can review and they can change the status to, if the everything is success, they can close the change request. If a change request is closed it, there are few things, the close code and successful will be happen for the same. So this is the thing we can do. The this is the normal change flow. So the normal change, the state was a flow was new to the SS to the authorized to the schedule, and schedule to the implement, in the implement to the review, review to the closed state. So in the new, what happens, we will create a submit a change request, and SS whenever it was assigned to the somebody, it will go to the one, and from that SS, once the state is moved to SS, an approval will be triggered to the change request. That is a whoever in the assignment group one. And next one, what we can do is we can go for the authorize for it. That means once the assignment group approval received, so then what will go to the authorize, and when the authorize is go to, it will go to the cab approval. If the cab approval is going, it will go to the schedule state. In the schedule we can add the same thing here, and in the schedule, once the schedule is done, the state is changed to implement. There are two tasks will be created. First is the implementation task, and second one is the post implementation testing. If those two tasks is completed, the change request move to the review state, and in that review state, what it happened is we will review that one and we can close the change request. This is the standard flow for the normal change. See, the actual started when it was started and when it was closed this one. Like this we can do it. I hope we clear till now what we had discussion on the normal change or any questions on this one. Hello, can you hear me? So this is the normal change. Anyone has any questions? If no questions, we can go to the next step. So next step, we have another change called standard change. For the standard change, what happened? We have a templates. We can configure the templates for it. See, this is the templates. So if I open this template, so what are the field values we have given is automatically will come to the same thing here. That means uh, if I open this change request value, so what, for example, if I open this one, add switch to the one. So if I go to the change request, create a new. See, it will come as a pre-approved. If I open this, reboot the Windows server we have already there. If I open this one, the change will be completed. When will come, there is a lot of fields, right? So the standard it come to the model is standard come to the one, and type is standard new. These are all things we can do it. Short description, reboot the Windows server, and what is the description we can add it, and what is the plan. So and what is the backward plan, and what is the test plan. These are all will come here, and scheduled also we can add the same thing. So right now what happened, I'm just going to save this one. So what happened if I save this one, the state is in the new. So and I'm just assigning to the some network group, and I'm just assigning to the some David loop. So David loop, this is the one, and she right now it was one. And here if I add this schedule date, for example, I just want to use the 10th, and it was end date, this is 12, and I'm trying to do the same thing, and I'm just click on the schedule. So here this is the standard change directly. There is no access and otherwise the state. You can directly we can change the state to go to the schedule state, and for this one there is no approvals is not required. So that means there is no approvals not required. And from this, see, this is the one we can do it. And if you click on this implement, so from here the process is same. If you click on the implement, what happens, it will go for the, again it will create a two tasks which change tasks which we have to finish it. So which is the implementation task. I'm just going to the task is implementation. So I'm just going to close this task. So this is the one. So this one, if these two tasks is completed, so then what we have to do it is, it will again go to the review state. If you go to the review state, and it will one thing, we can close this same change request with the successful, unsuccessful, and successful with issues, and all these codes for the same. So this is the standard change how we can do it. In the normal change, what happened once you are uploaded, so it will ask for the assignment group manager. If that assignment group sorry assignment group members, if those members any one of the member has approved, it will go to the cab approval. And if the cab approval is done, it will go to the next stage schedule from that one. But here this is the normal change. In the normal change, what it was happened is, in the normal change what it has happened, so there is no approvals required for this one. It's already some predefined process which we have to follow the same thing for it. For example, the rebooting Windows server, which doesn't require any other things, right? Simple normal, which doesn't require any approvals for this one. This is the normal change and standard change. So till now you guys clear, right? What is a normal change and what is a standard change? Or anyone has any questions? Okay, then cool. Now, just give a minute. I will go add. Now, let's see what it happens. So till now, what you have seen, there are two types of changes we have done. We have done the same thing. So and also, if you want to, we can create a open proposals. We can add a standard templates from here. New, we can add the what are the change one and change request, what is the change request, what are we have given, and all the values it will come automatically. So what you guys do, we can just go to the standard proposed template, and we can add this one, and we can give the template name, and we can have a few values and check how it is coming or not. So now if I am going to the new one, so emergency change, the emergency change is also a template. If I open this emergency change, see this one. So emergency change is nothing but immediately we need to fix something, which is a, that means immediately there is a issue is going on, we need to promote that code. Then only this emergency change, then only this emergency change will do for the same thing. Then only this emergency change will do for the same thing. So that means see here the requested by, so here the form is same. Now I'm just assigning to the some database group. This is the one. Now we can do for the same thing. Now you just, I'm just assigning to the some user. So if I open this database, just show the ITL user and click on the request for approval. If you go to the request for approval, you directly go to the authorize. The group is, go to the one. And now, so now it will go to for approval. And here, let's see what is the approval it was went. It is went for the cab approval. So in the normal, there is two approvals, and standard there is no approval. And in the emergency change, only the cab approval. Cab is nothing but a change advisory board for the same thing for it. Now, if this approved, so then it will go to the schedule state, and in the schedule, what we can do it is we can do for the same thing here. Now, this is the one. If you go to the implement, there are two tasks will be already associated with the this one. Same thing from implement also, it will again it will create a two change task, which is an implementation task, which is a testing task. The same procedure. So in every change, there are two tasks will be automatically generated, which is a chain task, there's a implement task, and the So once it's done, it will go to the review stage. From that review stage, it can be go for the next. So from the review, we can close the change request with the close quotes for the same thing. So this is the basic scenario how we can configure the, these are all the change requests. So till now, any questions for this? What is a normal change? What is a standard change? What is a emergency change? Any questions on this? Because you saw right, if you go to the normal change, it required assignment group approvals and the cab approval. If you go to the standard, there is no approvals required with the standard procedure. And if you go to the emergency change, only the CAB, which is a change advisory board approver, will do the same thing. So this is the basic scenario how we can configure the one. And also if you go to the here change, copy change, it will automatically copy the one, and create outage, it will outage one, and propose a standard template, it will go to the proposed template, and refresh. For example, if I click on this one, what are these values, it automatically copied, these are same thing. So propose a standard template, it will go to one. Right now we don't require. So for example, this is the one, what are the values we are given, it will automatically create a template for it, but right now we don't need. And metric timeline is which will show the how this is happened, but we are not sure. I don't know why it was not showing. So this is some out of the box feature is disabled. And now, so edit risk conditions. What are the risk conditions? We add the something here. The risk is nothing but how this risk was added or the same thing. So you can add this risk one conditions. So if it is risk is high and planned date is not empty and relative is not, then it will go for me. Like that, we can add a risk conditions also. So right now we don't require it, not right now. Next one, disable schedule conflict message, nothing but there is a message showing if you another change is request for this, we can do it. And from here, the configure, export, view, create favorite, copy URL, copy. These are all the same thing for each and every for this. So this is about the change management, how we can do for the same thing. Anyone has any questions about the today's topic, which is a change management? This is a very important when come to the ITSM. Okay. Any questions? Okay. And any questions on the previous topics? We have another 11 minutes. Okay. So if no other questions, you guys can just practice on these two topics, which is a change and problem topic. In the change, you can propose a standard template and you can use the same thing and fill thus how these values coming. And if you have any questions, we can discuss on the Monday on the same thing. And Monday notes, we can take the same thing 8:30 to 9:30. The class is same thing, guys. So we can add the same thing. Okay. Anyone has any questions? So if no other questions, we can wind up the session. And thank you so much, guys, joining. And Monday we can connect at 8:30. Thank you all. Bye.